Hello and welcome to another episode of our IPL show where we break down the IPL matches and interesting moments of IPL 2025. And we have with us Prito Baskota and Brad Chalise as our panel. Welcome, guys, to the show again.
Hi guys, thank you.
Hey guys, thank you.
How have you been? It's been a whole week. We haven't met each other for our IPL overview. So, how have you guys been?
It's good. It's been a good week. I think work-wise as well, and then family-wise, and IPL-wise too. It's been a pretty interesting, intense week.
Yeah, IPL weeks are always fun, right? Lots of action, lots of close matches, and some players getting into form. So it was a pretty fantastic week IPL wise.
Now let's start with the matches first. Let's look at Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Mumbai Indians. Mumbai won the match by 7 wickets. Sunrisers struggled early and they were reduced to 35 for 5 wickets down. It was very shaky start for them, and then Trent Bolt took 4 wickets for Mumbai Indians. Rohit Sharma half century and Suryakumar Yadav with those 40 runs. So it was a pretty easy win for Mumbai Indians, in my point of view. And when we talk about the Friday match between RCB and Punjab, due to rain, the overs were reduced to only 14 overs per side, so it became a low-scoring game. However, Punjab won the match by 5 wickets. And I want to talk about Saturday's game, Delhi versus Gujarat. So Gujarat won the match by 7 wickets. I was not too happy, but what did you guys think of that?
Gujarat, no wonder they are right now a number one seed in IPL. They hold number one spot, and they've been performing really well. They're just followed by Delhi Capitals, of course, both of them leading the table with 6 games each, out of 8 games. They are doing fantastically well. But Gujarat has played pretty well in this particular game because Josh Butler kind of started playing his natural innings at this point of time. He is being in form. He's at number 4 at the top scorer, and Gujarat being number 1 seed, as I was talking about, they are number 3. Like there are 3 players on top 10 and then the orange cab leading board, as well as number 3 players in the purple cab leading board. So basically there are 3 players who are constantly performing for Gujarat Titans. For them to be in this seed and chasing 203, winning this in 19.2 overs with the excellent performance of Josh Butler, and you have to give hats off to Rahul Tewatia.
Right.
The second ball that he hammered Mitchell Stark for a 6. He just did a what do you call that? A sweep shot. In a front foot over mid wicket, and then the next ball was the inside edge 4. But that 6 was fantastic. That kind of gave them a win game in the final over.
Yeah, I think just like you mentioned, Brad, when Tewatia, that's his signature shot, right? Whatever he plays over mid wicket, I think he needed that as well. And in the context of the game, it was an important 6 because they needed that. And Butler was playing fantastic well, but he took the pressure off Butler at the non-striker end. And I watched the game, and he was really happy with the 6 that Tewatia hit. And I think it was a fantastic game for at this point in time. I do think that RR must have been just chewing their tongues, I guess, because they let go of a Butler. We all know what a match winner. We've discussed it in previous discussions as well, and it was a pretty well-paced chase for GT. DC did get a good total on the board, but I think 203 they made a light work of it, and they won quite comfortably with Josh Butler just showcasing his class.
True. Another thing that you have to kind of look into this game is if you see the DC Delhi Capitals inning, everybody chipped in.
Right.
There's no big score from anybody. Everybody was 30 odds, 31 odds. It was in between 30s. There are almost 4 or 5 players scoring 30 odd runs. So that shows the class they have at this point of time, because somebody's going to score runs for them, or they can all score runs at the same time. But on the other hand, even Sharfin Rutherford did pretty well.
Right.
For Gujarat Titans, and he has been he got a chance to play at number 4. He stepped up the batting order, and no wonder Josh Butler, he was at 97, and on 18.6 ball, actually they took a single. Tewatia took a single, and he was not hesitant to take that single, and that was very surprising for me.
Yeah, Tewatia is a very able batsman.
Exactly, they have trusted their players, and the very next ball, that was a slap over mid wicket. I was like, wow, that's fantastic, and that's what Rahul Tewatia is always known for.
One more thing about GT is that although they chased down a pretty big total, but their bowling has been really impressive as well with Prashit Krishna and Siraj. Interesting fact about them is that they have bowled the most number of dot balls throughout the IPL. I think Prashit Krishna is number 1 and Siraj is number 2. So that speaks volumes about their bowling attack as well.
And on top of that, Sai Kishore as number two, number top two seeded purple cap is gonna be, chasing for each other. Is gonna be Prasida with 14 wickets and Sai with 12. And this guy, Sai Kishore, he got
Right.
hammered for about 35 runs in 1.3 over in one of the games
Right,
by
yeah.
Nicky P. But he still have, guts to, flight that ball. He has variation. I can see the turn on his ball. So even lefties batting, he's giving that flight and like huge turn in the wicket. So no wonder they've been our number one seed team at this point of time.
One thing I noticed is Delhi really seemed to struggle against Gujarat's bowling. It was very difficult for them to just face the bowlers, I think. And then I just felt like it wasn't as effective as it was in the previous matches. And there's a lot of improvement on the bowling side because in the batting, there's been consistency. Everybody can play long innings, pick up the score. But for bowling, I'm kind of concerned at this point.
For Delhi Capitals? Yeah, I mean, if you see, they're right along the chase. They are number two seed team. So there's nothing wrong they have done. Scoring 203 runs is pretty good in this IPL. But at this point of time, it's just like Josh Butler magic kind of kicked in, and then the top order for Gujarat clicked because Sai has always been scoring runs, and even Shubman
Right.
Gill got out early. Butler and Rutherford kind of kicking the innings, and Sharfin Rutherford at number 4 was a very smart move.
Much needed, right.
Yeah, much needed by Gujarat Titans. That's what won the game for them, I guess.
And now, should we look at LSG versus RR? So this was a very interesting but also a controversial game since LSG lost by only 2 runs and it was just a very controversial game. I want to hear your take on this.
Well, apart from the controversy, sticking on to the match, I think Markram has been in fantastic touch for the Giants. He's been scoring like 50s. It was his, I think, 4th 50 in this IPL compared to his 250s in the last 2 IPLs. So that's a big plus for LSG, and they've got like 2 big boys at the top of the order with Marsh and Markram just, giving them the start that although Marsh couldn't get off to a good start in this one, but I think they got I think they were chasing 180. They got 180, but they didn't look like getting 180 at the end. But then somehow with that big over of I think it was Sandeep Sharma, if I'm not mistaken, the last over was a big one,
Yes.
right? I think
Yes.
he got hit for 27 or 28. I think Samad just scored like the 30 of 10 balls. So that was a change, match-changing innings from Abdul Samad. And also we cannot forget the contribution that Badoni had with a 50. And I mean, these kinds of matches do happen. I mean, you can talk about the controversies as much as you want, but then it's a game of cricket, right? So at the end, then they were chasing. They were in a really good position. Let's be honest with that. RR were cruising along when Yashasvi Jaiswal was batting, and Parag was batting well as well. And I think the crucial point for RR was that Parag got at a really wrong time. I think he tried to paddle it over fine leg and missed the ball completely, and got bowled of Avish Khan. And I think that's where they lost the match. Parag should have finished it off for them.
It's been a roller coaster. I mean, if you look at Lucknow Super Giants, they've been doing really well. Sometimes they are in top of the sea, sometimes they're going down. So it's fluctuating table for them. But if you want to talk about their top 3, they all been fantastic. All of them are in between number 6, 7. Nicky P at number 2nd, and then Aiden Markram and Michelle Morris right following them at number 5 and 6. So basically the
Right.
top 3 has been scoring a lot of runs for them. Rishabh Pant has not been in a great form, but Ayush Badani, as I said, cheeky little guy, small with posture, has huge shots. He has a lot of courage to score runs. And then, Abdul Samad scoring that 27 odd runs in that over. I'm still surprised why Sandeep Sharma was used in the last over. They could have,
Right.
I think, kept Jofra Archer. They did the same mistake on the following game, last game when they lost in the super over. I mentioned that too. I think they should have used Jofra Archer, their number 1 bowler, instead of Sandeep Sharma. But back-to-back game, as I think it was pressure situation for him too. But hats off to Abdul Samad to score that 4 sixes in that last over. That changed the game for them. And on the RR side, 2 games they should have won back-to-back very easily, cruising towards the game and losing at the end. If you see, it was the same situation when they had a tie-up match, and there was Turbo Juril and Hedmire both batting at the same at the last over, and a few like 10, 11 odd runs needed. And again, they lost the same. They lost in a similar situation. So. No wonder there are some questions being asked, but it's cricket. Anything could happen. But I'm really disappointed at Dhruv Jurel again at this point of time because, as mentioned on the game that they lost in Super Over, Jurel should have ran 2 with Hetmeyer to make that a tie, and they could have won the game. Same thing on this game. He scored 6 out of 5 balls in that crucial inning. So I don't know. Rajasthan Royal has to do some dig-ins, and I think it's time for Rahul Dravid to put some head into it.
Right. Rajasthan Royals think tank really needs to put in some hard yards because their decision making and crucial crunch time has not been like in their favor. So I think they do need to do some homework on their back end.
I have a question for you guys. So we saw Riyan Parag was the captain during that match. So Sanju Samson was again not in the squad. So do you think that made a difference in Rajasthan losing that match?
Well, if a regular captain is missing, of course you're gonna have some issues on the field. But then I think we all can agree that a good leader, Riyan Parag, is. I think he captains the Ranji side as well. So he's got the captaincy quality. He's quite young, and I think he's full of confidence. But then, as long as you don't win matches, then you will be asked some questions, and the only way you can answer is by winning the matches. So, and especially after losing 2 consecutive close matches, I think they need to come up with the goods the next match.
Absolutely, but one thing we missed out on this conversation is Viva Shuryavanshi, a class batsman, 14 years and 23 days.
Right.
Debuting in IPL. My eyes
It's
were
the first ball for a 6.
100%. My eyes
Talk
was
about
glued
confidence.
to him. My eyes was glued to him. I could not.
Right.
I watched every ball that he played. The guy has super confident. He was really confident about his batting. Means anything that's in his arc, it's gonna go over the park. He's gonna hit it for 6. So the guy was super confident. He's pretty well built as well. So it's a long future coming.
Kid, right? He's just 14. He's a kid, literally a kid playing in the biggest stage.
Absolutely. Like me, myself being a cricketer, for such a long time, I cannot imagine playing this kind of cricket at
14 years old.
You know what I mean? Hats off to this guy scoring like 34 out on 20 balls. It's a magic moment for me to watch that, and I was expecting newcomers like that coming in future. To see more youngster playing in IPL.
That's the exciting part about IPL, isn't it? Like a 14-year-old coming in, debuting a first match, and just hits the ball over extra cover for a huge 6. I mean, and he when he got out, he has tears in his eyes. So you can see, exactly. So you can say talk about the emotional factor as well.
Yep. He cried. I was like, I was very, very, very. It was a heartbreaking moment. Actually, I was out camping that week with a bunch of friends, but I got up in the morning and I started watching IPL, and I'm like, wow,
and some dedication, bro.
Yeah, I mean, of course, and then I saw Viva coming in. I'm like, absolutely. I called everybody. I'm like, guys, come. This guy, 14 years old guy, batting, in IPL. So everybody kind of came together and we started watching them. It was a great moment for us to kind of see this, because I have a young kid and I want to see him do that when he's 14 years old as well.
Great.
Amazing match. Now, I would like to talk about Punjab versus RCB. Royal Challengers Bangalore, again, amazing batting by their batters. Virat Kohli with a 73-run, beautifully won by RCB. What do you guys have to say about this match?
Well, I think Devdutt kind of, heard what I was talking about him. So if you look at Royal Challengers Bangalore, they constantly use Particle at number 3 as an impact player. So, one or another, he has to deliver, and this was one of the games where he scored 61 odd at 35. So he was an impact player. I saw the impact that he put in the IPL the first time in this tournament. But yeah, overall, it was a very easy win, and Virat Kohli again, means he's a master class. He's been proving why he's number 1 batsman in the world in T20 and ODIs. So he's always been consistent. He's gonna anchor the inning, stick around till 20th over, win games. So he's a chase master, as everybody talk about. So yeah, hats off to Virat Kohli. He's been fantastic, and I think he's there to win this IPL this time.
Yeah, and also their bowling was pretty good as well. Suyash Sharma with a fantastic googlies to get rid of English and Stoinis. I was just watching him bowl that delivery, and his action is like he's not even watching the batsman. It feels like he just has that awkward action while delivering, and I don't know how he manages to watch the batsman, or if he does or doesn't even know. I mean, I don't know. That's something to look upon. But his deliveries are really a mystery. As long as if you're facing as a batsman, he's not looking. Obviously, you're watching the hand, but then it's quite difficult with an awkward action. But he bowled really well, and of course, Kohli and Padikkal just finishing off the match quite easily.
So it looked like a flipper every time
Mhm.
Rohit Sharma bowls. It looks like a flipper. He's bowling a quicker one, but
Yeah,
it's a googly. I'm like, because he comes like if you look at his speed,
it's
he
100
usually,
Ks. Yeah.
yeah, pretty easy. If he's got bowling as 98, 90, 97, that's a slower ball that he has. So basically, he has a quicker ball that he bowls all the time, and bowling a googly at that speed is pretty impressive.
Tough.
That's
Yeah,
how
and
people.
landing it in the spot.
And that's what I think got English and Stone is surprised, out of surprise, and that's how they lost the wicket.
And now Chennai Super Kings versus Mumbai Indians, the battle of the Titans. So Mumbai won the match by 9 wickets. Pretty easy win for Mumbai, I would say. And of course, Hickman, Rohit Sharma was man of the match with his 76-run contribution. What do we have to say about this match? It wasn't a long inning for Mumbai. They finished it in just 15.4 overs.
That's Mumbai for you, right? They're just peaking in at the right time. Whenever they start, they're losing matches. But whenever it comes to the business end of the tournament, they start winning. It's like a magic wand. They have MI won by like 9 wickets. I think they got a pretty decent score. CSK 176 on the board, but it never looked like it was going to be enough with Rohit Sharma. We all know what a class player he is. He had not been performing much in the previous matches, but as soon as he gets into form, Mumbai look a completely different team. And with Sky coming in, he just looked on his own. They got the runs in 15.4 overs. Pretty easy victory, and that's what Mumbai Indians do, right? They're on a roll. They're top 3 right now, and they're improving their net run rate as well. And suddenly you see the top 4, and what we discussed in the last week, the tables have shifted, and it's great to see Mumbai Indians doing well, and especially seeing Rohit Sharma coming in as an impact player, creating that impact. I mean, I've been a huge fan of Rohit Sharma. The way he just hits sixes at will, it's just fascinating to see. You cannot bowl a short delivery, Rohit Sharma. It's going to get
Absolutely not.
smoked over mid wicket, or he's going to hook that ball over the stands.
That's a crime. That's a crime for Rohit.
Right, exactly. And even if you pitch it up, he has that shot over extra cover, and he hits a long ball. I mean, whatever sixes he hits over cover, it's going to be like 90 meters. So as a bowler, you're just constantly thinking, if you get the margin of error is so small that even if you miss a ball length by a foot or so, yeah, I mean, you're going to get smoked.
Absolutely. Going back to last week, after episode, Mumbai, if you see, they were 2 games out of 6, and now the table have turned. They have 5 games out of 9. So
They're number 3 now.
Yeah, they're number 3. They have won 4 back-to-back games, and biggest contribution here is going to be Rohit Sharma, because he scored 26 out of 16 this game. He scored about 76, and another game was not out. Another was like 70 odd. That we still have to talk about. But what you want to see is, as Mumbai has progressed, they have done it in the past. Always have come out from the bottom, and then they have done it so many times that we all believe Mumbai is going to do it. And
it's not even a surprise now.
Absolutely, I think that's the thrill they have. That's what they want to do. Like, I saw Hardik Pandya being like very good captain. He was very happy when they won the game. He was putting all his effort, all his time. He was taking time. He got some warning. He was very subtle about it. He did pretty good captaincy. In my opinion, on the games that's coming over. But yeah, if you look at this game, Chennai versus Mumbai, I was pretty impressed by Ayush Matre, another 17-year-old guy coming in and batting. And scoring like 32 out of 15. So that's a strike rate of over 200. That was another great moment for me to see, to be honest, in this game. But as I said, I was very happy to see Ayush Matre instead of Rahul Tripathi. I don't understand why he is even playing IPL at this point of time. He's all over the place, to be honest. But yeah, Ayush Matre, very, very good batsman at this point of time. But yeah, again, Chennai, what's the problem? Top order has been failing over and over. And if you see a lot of top order changes, Sachin has been a failure for quite some time. The first game he scored, and he's been very mediocre batsman for Chennai at this point of time. But 176 still a decent total to defend. But as no surprise again, Chennai has not been doing well in their bowling unit as well. So and then Rohit Sharma coming in and getting into his groove. Bingo, that's superb. And Suryakumar has been fantastic. He's at number, I think top seed on Orange Cap as well. He's been constantly scoring runs for Mumbai Indians in this IPL as well. So it was a pretty easy victory for Mumbai Indians,
CSK is now still at the bottom of the table, which makes you wonder, because historically CSK is known to be one of the strongest teams, and now you see these kind of performances. It's completely 360 turn. So you know how there's a point where when Mumbai starts every season, it's very shaky at first, but then Nita Ambani shows into the stadium and then she does this her special mantra chant. I want that video put on the screen, and after that
Sure.
uphill, for Mumbai Indians. So I want to know what the mantra is, even for my life. Maybe it's like
If you had that mantra, you're going to be one of the richest person in the world. So
Yeah.
you can better find out.
Give me half of that too. So I'll be happy.
So Gujarat Titans played against Kolkata Knight Riders. Of course, Gujarat Titans, they're on a winning streak. They won the match by 39 runs, and player of the match, no surprise, Shubman Gill. So close to his century, but scored 90 runs for his team.
So if you see Gujarat, as I always, I've been talking about it, top order. You have to, the top order has to perform. So Sudarshan, Gill, Butler, all these guys are scoring runs, and you can see, from the highest scoring board as well. So Sudarshan number 1, Butler number 3. Four so they've been scoring. The top order has been performing really well. At the same time, the bowling unit has been clicking as well. So KKR being a striker, I think one thing they did well was to change getting Gurbaj in and letting go of Peacock because he was not performing as well. So first game for Gurbaj, he's a good player. I think he was neglected because he's from the associate nation. But Gurbaj is a very good.
Yeah, he's a really good striker of the ball.
I think Kolkata should have brought him within the 5th game or 6th game instead of waiting to the 8th game, because now they're already in a lower trend. It's going to be very hard for them to jump back. But yeah, they still have chance. They still have they're halfway through. But that's a one good pointer I see. But yeah, overall, it was a comprehensive win, because if you win by about 20-30 odd runs, there's nothing there. Gujarat batted superbly and bowled superbly for this game.
Yeah, one thing about this match was that KKR never looked in the chase. I mean, although Rahane did get a 50, their strike rates at the top of the order was not. They were chasing 198. I mean, they never looked like in the chase, and their informed batsman was Raghuvanshi. But then Raghuvanshi came in at number 9. So when you are going in with 9 batsmen, that's when he came in as an impact player, and that's the highest strike rate in the match, right, with Raghuvanshi. And with 9 batsmen, you're chasing 198. The intent was not there for KKR. And talking about going back to GT, I think Sai Sudarshan and Gill with another century partnership. Sai Sudarshan's 5th half century in 8 matches. I mean, he's just scoring runs left and right, and Butler also chipping in with a good one as well. I mean, they've been in a top form. Their batting order is clicking. Even their bowling department is clicking. So that's why no surprises, they are in the top spot, and they're looking like a team to beat right now. I mean, GT have been doing fantastically well. I think KKR, defending champions last year, well, they need to step up their game. And like I mentioned earlier, 9 batsmen, you're chasing 198. I think you should start going from over number 1. And also, Rashid Khan finally had a good match for the Titans. He's the number 1 bowler, in my opinion, in T20s right now. But then he was struggling. But then this match, he came in, put out his A game. 4 overs, 25 runs, 2 wickets. So it was a pretty easy win for Gujarat Titans.
True. On that note, just what you said about KKR, one of the games they lost, I think, there was the previous week. They sent Rinku Singh a little later because being a striker, he should have gone earlier. They should have won at least 5 games out of 8, I guess, in my opinion. But they have made some stupid or hasty decision that is not good for the team.
Do you think, Brad, they have so many players that they are confused as to who is going to fulfill that role in a position where they're chasing or want to get there are too many options for KKR, even for RR. They're really good players in there, but I think they're so confused with the batting order that they want to send someone in and trying too hard, maybe not sticking to a lineup as a finisher.
Absolutely, means Ajinkya Rahane, just like we talk about, right? How Royal Challengers are doing. Virat Kohli is playing an anchor inning, and everybody's blasting around. That should be the goal for KKR, because if you see Gurbaz, Narayan, Iyer, Rinku, Russell, Raghuvanshi, Moin, Ramandeep, they're all strikers. And even if you see Rahane is a good striker as well, but I think they should pick 2 guys that's gonna rotate the innings, and rest should be striking at this point of time, because they're deep, and chasing 198 is not a big total for KKR, in my opinion. They should be able to chase this score pretty easily.
Yeah, I was hoping Andre Russell, after Ajinkya Rahane got out, Andre Russell might be able to complete the chase, but unfortunately that was not the case for Kolkata Knight Riders. Because Andre Russell is a big hitter, and he can win those matches for you, especially in these crucial moments, but he got out pretty early as well.
True, but another thing is like, I don't understand. This IPL has been a little upsetting for me. I think there are a lot of lefty-righty combination
Hmm.
concepts going on in this
Hmm.
IPL, and which is not been, heavily digested by me, because it doesn't matter at this level. Anybody can come
Exactly.
and score a run. So you don't have to change the batting order to win the game. Go by your regular play. Go
Uh-huh.
chase. You see the big ball, hit the ball. That's what KKR has been doing. Another thing is like, Ryan giving the captain, getting the captaincy, being a defending champion. There's some, pressure on his shoulders too to prove, and that might be one of the reasons that he's not making that right decision for the
Yeah,
team.
they did get off to a pretty decent start, KKR, in the first few matches. But then, if you look at the top teams who have been like top two, let's talk about GT and DC. I think they've been doing really well at the top of the order, and they have not made much changes.
It's well defined in your head what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? What
Right.
your role is. If you see Mumbai too, they have not changed the batting order much. They
Hmm.
stick with the same batting order. You have
Right.
Rick as an impact player. They have changed one or two game in the top. Then you have number three, same batting order. They have not changed. Surya Kumar, Tilak
Sky,
Verma, same.
Sky, the few changes they made is like Sky comes in at number three, or Will Jacks came in the last match, as we
Yeah.
can see. So slight changes, but then it doesn't make much difference as to compare to what the other teams are doing. Like lots of shifts, and I think it does not send a clear message to the players as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what's happening with, I think, KKR is a lot of fluctuation. That's what I see. And even bowling wise, I think they have not. They have great bowling unit. Varun Chakravarti, mystery bowler, Sunil Narayan, Harshit Rana. I'm a big fan of him. There's Moin Ali. But they have great variety of players. But I think it's not
True.
just clicking them. At this point of time to win games for them.
And with 8 matches already down in the competition at this point, you can't even experiment. Now you have to have a solid lineup because
Hmm.
at this point
Right.
there's no time to compromise on anything.
Points table, I think Rajasthan Royals are out of picture, as well as Rajasthan, Sunrisers Hyderabad, as well as Chennai CSK. So
CSK. Uh-huh.
RR, SRH, and then Chennai are already out of the tournament, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Kolkata have
Hmm.
some chances because they have played 8 matches, not the 6 games to go. So if
Hmm.
they win about 5 matches out of the 6, they have a fair chance. But they have to really, gear up with their performance. But yeah, rest of the table is pretty open. So I'm pretty excited to see next week as well how it's gonna roll off. Once we start watching, more games, it's gonna be more intense towards like net run rate. They'll try to
Hmm.
finish up early.
Right.
Things like that's gonna come into play because tables
Mo-
is pretty open.
Mumbai Indians are catching up on the net run rate part as well. They've been chasing down whatever been thrown at them. 15 overs, 17 overs. And that's a quick
Absolutely.
chase.
Correct. So we're gonna see those things, right? And then we might see a quick collapse at that point of time too. So it's gonna be an interesting week that's coming up.
And now when we talk about yesterday's game, Delhi won over Lucknow Super Giants by 8 wickets. It was a pretty easy game, I would say, for Delhi with the whole batting and bowling as well. Player of the match. I was really impressed with Mukesh Kumar. He took 4 wickets and economy just 4 runs. So very impressive bowler. Impressive game in overall for me.
LSG and Delhi Capitals. So if you want to talk about LSG, they have a great batting unit. The top order has been performing. The middle order has not been performing that well. Star got out, Abdul Samad got out, and I don't know what Rishabh Pant was thinking of coming at number 7 or 8. You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense for a captain to come. He is a very class player, and he scored 60 odd runs in his last game. So he should be batting up the order, then sending Abdul Samad, David Miller, or somebody like. But Ayush Barani, yes, of course, he's been scoring runs. But I think there's some issues internally. That's what I feel. They want to win the tournament, but that's not how the tournaments are won. You have to go with a Rajit path, same, good planning. But a captain coming at that low, who is a class player like Rishabh Pant, I was definitely not happy about that. I was like, how in the world Rishabh Pant coming and batting? You should have sent like Shardul Thakur to bat at that point in time, So for me, I think the instructions came from somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, it was instructed to do that because, Abdul Samad scoring 30 odd runs at 10 balls in the last game. He was promoted at number 4. It doesn't make any sense because he is a striker, and then they were in a very good stage, 87 out of 10 overs. And after Nicholas Byrne getting out, I think Rishabh Pant was the right person to get injected at the point of time because he could have played captain's knock, anchored the inning, and scored about 200 runs for Lucknow Super Giants.
Right, even in the dugout during the match, Rishabh Pant was not looking happy when he mentioned that the decisions might have come from a different place. Well, we can argue on that, but then he was not looking happy at all. He should have come
Yeah.
at number 4 after Nikki P got out. Left-hander as well, and being the captain of the side, I think there are some point of concerns for LSG.
Rishabh Pant is a pure batsman. He should bat
Right.
up the order, and Samad is a striker who should always come
Yeah.
down the order to
And he's been doing well as a finisher as well.
Absolutely. There's no brainer to set him at number 4. So that
Right.
was totally stupid.
Surprising.
Surprising. But on the chase, Abhishek for Delhi has been batting well. Of course, Gaurav
Right.
Nair came back. KL Rahul again 57. Porel has been very consistent with the Delhi as well, and Akshar chipping in 34-20 balls. So if you look at that, look at Akshar Patel. He's a all-rounder. Came as a bowling all-rounder. Started batting. Now he's a total all-rounder for India as well as for Delhi.
Right.
And he's leading Delhi and batting at number 4, whereas it shows the difference where Rishabh Pant is batting himself at number 7, 8. So that shows the confidence in from a game point of view that Akshar Patel is super confident. He's able to kind of take that from the go as a captain and win the games for Delhi captain.
Right. For Akshar Patel, I think the captaincy role has really suited his game, and it shows in the table as well. They're in the second spot and making light work of whatever they've been thrown at. I mean, DC won by 8 wickets. So again, if you look at LSG batting, top order, again, they had a good start with Mitchell Marsh and Markram scoring 87 in the first 9 or 10 overs. Again, the wood over Nikki P. I mean, we all know what a big hitter Nikki P is. And Stark has gotten him out like 5 times in 7 innings in 20. So that speaks volume about what Stark can do when you need a wicket from him, and especially like a big player like Nikki P, and who's in form as well. And Akshar Patel has been, again, coming back to Akshar Patel, he's been doing really well with the bat and ball as well. And I'd like to get to KL Rahul and how he's been batting. He has a phenomenal record in the IPL. He's the fastest to get to 5,000 runs, and he's scoring at an average of 46 in T20s. So I mean, he's doing fantastic work, and the class player that KL Rahul is, again, he another not out, and he had a point to prove against LSG as well, and I think that's what he did, right? I mean, 6 victories in 8 matches for DC, and KL Rahul has been at the end in a few of them. And well, KL Rahul, as much as you like to talk about him, he's been delivering the goods for the Capitals, and I think he's come out with a lot of intent this season, and looks like he's going to go all the way. I think Delhi Capitals Sharwani must be really happy with the way KL Rahul.
Did you guys see the meme about KL Rahul ignoring the Lucknow owner Sanjay Goenka, and then
Right.
There was just a picture, but it might be like that shows another statement that he must have been like, hey, you let me go, and then I'm scoring all the runs for the other team.
Sunrisers Hyderabad and Mumbai Indians, that was this afternoon. Easy in for Mumbai. They won it in 15.4 overs again. Trent Bolt got 4 wickets and with a economy of 4 runs. So it was just very one-sided game for Mumbai Indians, in my opinion. And of course, Rohit Sharma once again 70 runs for Mumbai, and Sunil Kumar with 40-run contribution. Again, that consistency that we see from these Mumbai batsmen.
Winning 4 games in a row show how class of a team they are, how united they are. After talking about all this, they have not changed their batting, bowling. Bolt has been, failing in his bowling unit, not as effective as he used to be. But you know what? When you believe in your players, they come back and they give you the results. And that's exactly what Mumbai Indians are doing. They're believing on them. And then that's how, Rickleton's been playing pretty good cricket. Rohit Sharma,
Right.
he didn't score runs in the first, few games, 4-5 games, and boom, this guy is like, rotating tables right now, and then, win games to Mumbai. And Surya Kumar Yadav, definitely, he's been at number 3 at the orange cap leading board. So he's been scoring runs over the park. Mumbai were smart enough to put Will Jacks up the order to get him some batting practice, so he can get some runs on the board. When it's needed, he's going to be very, very handy at this point of time. The later stages on SRH again. Top order, it has collapsed. 0, 8, 1, 2. Of course, how are they going to score 200 runs? Yeah, Abhishek Sharma is not going to have a good day every time to score 100. Travis Head has been very mediocre in this era. And Ishan Kishan, let's talk about the wicket that happened to him. It was not even a nick, and he walked out. What was he doing? You know what I mean? I'm absolutely shocked and surprised. He definitely should step up on his game. 100 on the first game. And then the downtrend. I don't know what's cooking in his head, what's happening, but Ishan Kishan, you need to step up and score some runs for Sunrise Hyderabad in going games. But yeah, good part about it, Klassen came back, scored some good odd 70 runs. So that's good to watch. But yeah, Sunrisers has been playing a very mediocre cricket at this point of time.
Yeah, I think their batting really collapsed. As you mentioned, Brad, 13 for 3 and 35 for 5. And then they had a good partnership with Klassen and the impact player Avinav Manohar. I think he played really good. I think he was struggling in the beginning as well, but then he caught up and later in his innings scored, I think, 46 or something like that. And they got a good, I wouldn't say a good score. It was never going to be enough with the class of MI batsmen. And of course, we know what Rohit Sharma did. Again, another 70. He looked like he was just batting on different surface altogether with the shots that he was playing over cover, pull shots. I mean, he's just class apart when he comes in his zone. No one can stop him as. If he is in form, then MI are in a safe space. As long as he scores, then they they look like a really strong team, with especially with Sky coming in, and he's been scoring runs as well in this IPL, like he always does.
Mumbai is already back in the competition now. They're number 3 at the table, and the race for the purple cap and the orange cap is just getting more and more interesting. And I want to bring to your attention that Gujarat Titans leading the points table right now. And the purple cap, Prasidh Krishna, the most wickets player from Gujarat Titans. Orange cap, Sai Sudarshan leading the orange cap race. Again, a batsman for Gujarat Titans. So you can see how strong they have built this team, and they're already at the top, and their players just bowling, batting. It's just very all-rounded team overall.
Absolutely. Sudarshan at number 1, Josh Butler at number 4. Now you're going to talk about Shubman Gill. He's also at number 8 or 9. And bowling wise, you have, Prasidh at number 1, Kishore at number 2, and Shiraz at number 6, 7. So if you want to talk about it all, there are 6 of the players, 3 on batting, 3 on bowling, are performing really well, and rest of the other team are chipping well. So, what else do you expect at this point of time for Gujarat Titans?
6 different players in top 10 bowling and batting, so that's why they're number 1.
That was a very fun conversation, very insightful. We got to talk about all these interesting matches. The race for the title is on. Race for the purple cap and orange cap is getting heated, and much more action to come in the remaining matches of IPL 2025. So please stay with us on iCaptain Media as we bring you the weekly updates of IPL with Pritu Baskoda and Brad Chalise and me, Sharvani Regmi. Thank you so much for joining this week, and we will see you guys again next week.
See ya.
See ya, bye bye.